Hello, First Baptist family. I want to take just a few minutes this afternoon and talk to you just for a little bit, kind of about what's going on in society, what's taking place in the life of the church, and especially in the midst of the COVID issue. I've talked to many of you, and I know that you're just as tired about hearing about COVID as anybody else. And I can't blame you. It's one of those things that seems to have driven us nuts. It's forced us to make decisions we don't want to make. And now that more and more folks in our county are starting to test positive, we're starting to see people that we know and love who've either gotten it or have been in contact with it. And so it's a very concerning issue. It's one of those things that the Pastor's Council and I have met with, and trust me, I love these men with all of my heart. I can't thank them enough for what they've done as far as spending time up here early on Monday mornings. Before the sun comes up, they're up here praying and reading scripture, and we're trying to do our very best to glean wisdom from God in all of this. And so right now, as of right now, there's no policy. At the end of August, we're going to revisit some stuff as far as what we do next. And I've been asked, what do I think we're going to do? And truth be told, the answer is I don't know. About a week or so ago, I was driving myself crazy, trying to figure out, Lord, please, would you give me a plan so that I can take this to the people? And he took me to Psalm 46, and the text, verse 10 says, "Be still and know that I'm God." He wants to exalt himself among the nations. And in that text, it basically says, stop striving, stop wrestling with this. And it's basically the Lord saying, I'm going to give you the answers, and I'm going to feed you when and where I want to. So you're going to have to trust me in this. Again, I've been meeting with the Pastor's Council. There's no real conclusion yet, so I'm not speaking on behalf of the Pastor's Council. What I'm telling you today is not any sort of official church stance on anything. I'm just kind of giving you a little bit of my own heart and my own journey through this. One of the questions that has come up is, are we going to have to wear masks? And that's one of the things that's been talked about. Walmart makes you wear a mask now. Kroger. Our governor has not said that we have to yet. But it's one of those things that we're wrestling with. And truth be told, guys, I don't want to wear a mask. I don't. I hate neckties. Neckties are from the devil. I hate masks. I think masks and neckties were born in the same place. I can't breathe well through it. I can't talk well through it, and it hides this beautiful face. And I have no reason to want to wear a mask. But it's one of those things that really I have to consider. And so I started thinking and praying, asking the Lord for wisdom. Now, I know full well that this issue becomes a political hot button. The left thinks that, folks think that the left is trying to ram things down our throats and make us make changes in society that adhere to some sort of overall plan that they have. And the political right thinks, how could we possibly cave to them? We have rights. We're Americans. We love mama and apple pie and the flag. And so why would we ever give up this freedom to wear or not wear a mask? And I understand all those arguments. I really do. So I was reading through our mission statement, our core values for a church. We've got prayer, scripture, evangelism, worship, discipleship, ministry. And as I was running the other day, I was thinking through these, and I thought, these are things that I have to have in my life before we can see that as a church. But then it dawned on me I was missing one. The one I was missing is love. Happens to be the very first core value we have. And it says this: we see a church that expresses everything said or done with love, with the love of Christ. Guys, I've made a decision. For me personally, not on behalf of the church. This is not anything that is church-wide. I'm not forcing anybody to think like I think. I'm not forcing anybody to do what I do. Right now, face masks are not mandated by our governor, which means that I still have the right and the freedom to do whatever I want to do. And if a gift is going to be given, is it better to be given out of free will or obligation? Well, I want to get a gift out of free will. I don't want somebody to feel like they have to give me something. So if I'm going to make a decision about face masks, now's the time to do it, while it's still a free will. You see, I understand a lot of folks in the church probably should have a mask on, but don't want to because nobody else does here. There's some sort of fear of scrutiny or negative comments, and there's some sort of fear that will be ostracized or looked down on because we've caved to some sort of system that says you need to be afraid and live in fear. And guys, at this point, I'm not necessarily living in fear. I'm living out of love. You see, I can't stand the thought of one of my family members getting this COVID because I thought it was silly or dumb to wear something, and then one of my family members gets it. And I'd be even madder if one of my family members got it and somebody else should have taken precautions but didn't, but they thought it was dumb or silly or whatever. And all that to say, church family, I sign off on my video Bible studies with you guys saying that I love you. I sign off with my emails to you as a church family saying I love you. I've stood at the pulpit countless times and said I love you. And saying I love you only goes so far. Then you have to put feet to it. You have to show it. I don't want anybody to catch something that I may have. I don't want that. I wouldn't wear a mask out of fear that you're going to give me something. I wear a mask out of fear that I would give you something. And that's because sickness is coming so close to our own home church, to our county. Right now, it's not a risk I'm willing to take. The thought of me giving you something that would hurt you, take you out of work, put you in a hospital. I don't want that. I'm called to love you and to care for you. And so because of that, I think I'm going to make the choice to wear a face mask. As much as I hate them, if you see me in a face mask, it's a statement that I love you. Really. And I don't want to do anything that would hurt you. So if you see me in public now and I have a face mask on, it's not because I'm caving to a system. At this point, I will wear a face mask because it's my way of saying I love you.